Welcome to PH Insight. Know the force behind the flag. Whether it's warships, fighter jets, or the next big defense move, if it matters to Philippine security, it's here. Lockheed Martin's F-16 Block 70 Fighting Falcon remains one of the strongest contenders. In its proposal, the American defense giant went far beyond simply offering airframes. Instead, it framed its bid as a comprehensive ecosystem of defense partnerships, innovation hubs, maintenance and repair facilities, UAV industries, and training centers. The pitch was bold: select the F-16, and the Philippines does not just get airplanes, but the blueprint of a defense industrial future. For the Philippine Air Force, the F-16 Block 70 represents a huge leap in capability compared to its current fleet of Fa-50PH Fighting Eagles. With its AESA radar, modern avionics, long-range sensors, and broad weapons compatibility, the F-16 would give the Philippines a credible edge in defending its skies and sea lanes. But there is one unavoidable challenge: cost. The F-16 is one of the most capable fighters on the market, but it is also among the most expensive to acquire and operate. For a defense budget as limited as the Philippines, this could prove decisive. Enter the Swedish-made JAS-39 Gripen E, the other frontrunner in the MRF competition. Saab has long marketed the Gripen as a cost-effective, high-tech fighter designed for small air forces like the Philippines. Its biggest advantage lies in affordability and operational efficiency. Studies suggest that operating a Gripen costs a fraction of what it takes to keep an F-16 flying. Moreover, Saab has historically offered attractive technology transfer deals, allowing local industries to become more involved in sustainment and support. The Gripen also has a track record of being tailored to smaller nations that need maximum performance from lean budgets. For the Philippines, which struggles to stretch every peso in its defense spending, this makes the Gripen a very tempting choice. Beyond the F-16 and Gripen, a third player quietly looms on the horizon: South Korea's KF-21 Boramae. Still in development but already flying in prototype form, the KF-21 promises to be a true 4.5-generation fighter with stealthier features, cutting-edge avionics, and compatibility with advanced weapons. Given the Philippines' existing defense ties with South Korea, from the Fa-50PH jets to naval projects, the KF-21 could eventually become a realistic candidate. However, timing is the problem. The Philippine Air Force needs fighters now, not in a decade. The KF-21 might be too late for the current MRF program, but it could well shape the next phase of modernization once it enters full production in the 2030s. Choosing between these aircraft is not only about price tags or performance specifications. It is also about alliances, politics, and long-term strategy. An F-16 purchase would cement the Philippines' defense relationship with the United States, ensuring full interoperability with U.S. and allied forces in the region. It would also tie the Philippine Air Force to the American supply chain and training network. A Gripen deal, on the other hand, would show that Manila is capable of making independent defense choices, while still working with a trusted Western supplier. It would give the Philippines a modern fighter without the heavy financial strain of U.S. platforms. A KF-21 path, though still uncertain, could deepen the Philippines' already strong defense ties with South Korea, offering a future where both countries grow their aerospace industries side by side. Each option comes with opportunities and risks. And with tensions in the South China Sea rising, the clock is ticking for Manila to decide. The MRF project is not just about prestige or national pride. It is about practical defense, ensuring that Philippine skies remain secure, that maritime patrols can be protected, and that the nation has a credible deterrent against external threats. But buying the most advanced jet does not automatically mean winning the long game. Sustainability, affordability, and industrial growth are just as important as radar range or missile compatibility. In the rapidly evolving security environment of the Indo-Pacific, the Philippines stands on the edge of a defining moment in its military modernization. The multi-role fighter, MRF, acquisition program, long delayed but never forgotten, is closer than ever to reaching a decision. At stake is not just the purchase of a squadron of advanced fighter aircraft. This program will define how the Philippine Air Force fights, teeters, and survives in the 21st century. It will also determine how deeply the country integrates itself with its allies, or how independently it can stand in times of crisis. The Philippines must ask itself: do we want the F-16's unmatched capability and U.S. partnership, even if it comes at a high long-term cost? Do we want the Gripen's balance of affordability, efficiency, and technology transfer, even if it lacks the prestige of the F-16? Or do we hold out for the KF-21, gambling on a future platform that could arrive too late for current needs? The choice the Philippines makes in the coming months will reverberate for decades. The aircraft selected will dominate the skies until the 2050s, shaping the Air Force's doctrine, training, and operations for an entire generation. Lockheed Martin's F-16 Block 70 is more than a fighter jet. Saab's Gripen E is more than a budget-friendly option. And Korea's KF-21 Boramae is more than a distant possibility. Each represents a different path for the nation's defense future. One thing is certain: the MRF project is no longer just about planes. It is about choosing what kind of air force, and what kind of defense industry, the Philippines wants to build for itself. And when the decision is finally made, it will mark the start of a new chapter, not just for the Philippine Air Force, but for the country's role in the shifting balance of power in the Indo-Pacific.